can AI replace your business analyst? We're going to be giving Gemini, GPT, and Claude access to a bunch of tables and throwing a bunch of questions at it to see if it can pull the right data. So I have an easy SQL question, a medium SQL question, and a hard SQL question. And what we're going to do is we're going to see which AI models can look at the data, understand what's in it, and generate the right SQL query to actually be able to solve our problem. So the way that this is going to be set up is with 5 points. There's an easy problem, a medium problem, and a hard problem. And then we're going to see if the AI can do it on the first try, because that's really, really important. Because in this situation, we actually have a tool where the AI submits its answers and it figures out whether it's correct or not. And if it can get on the first try, that's really, really important. If it can't, then that really sucks. 2 is, can it actually generate a chart, right? Can it generate a visualization? We've given it a tool to generate a visualization, and we actually want to see whether it can do that or not. So let's take a look at the prompt first, right? So benchmark, write a SQL query. You have access to 5 tables from a fake company called Cloud Metrics, which is a B2B SaaS analytics platform. So you've got information about companies. So we've got that table here. So companies here, this is all fake data. We've got users. So right here in the actual individual users and what their roles are. We've got subscriptions right here. So which subscription they're on and whether or not it's churned or upgraded. We've got feature usage. So which features they've used on what day. So our like usage metrics. And last but not least, we've got invoices, which is whether or not they've paid, whether it's outstanding or whether it's pending. And we're going to be giving it 3 questions. So yeah, again, 5 points total. Okay, so we're going to give it access to those 5. It's going to take the query that I give and come up with a DuckDB compatible SQL query. It doesn't matter. The things that are important are that it actually has access to read the tables, right? So it can actually go look at the tables, it can read them, and it can figure out, okay, what's in these tables, and then like select and I actually like submit an API call using our modal.run tool. So it'll actually submit the SQL query that it's run and get back whether or not it was correct, which is really, really cool. So what it's going to do is I'm going to give it a question. It's going to go read the right table. So if I say, the first question is going to be something like, tell me, which industries are represented by customer in a descending order. And it's going to go read the company table, figure out, okay, cool, this is how I'm going to do it, generate the query, submit the response. And then what I'll do is I also have given it access to generate a chart. And so we're going to have it generate a chart. Right now, if we look at our benchmarks, Gemini 3 Flash is currently sitting at the top because it's the cheapest. It's tied with Claude 4.5 Sonnet. Gemini 3 Pro is a little bit worse, as is Claude Opus at doing things. You can watch our previous videos to figure out why. GPTs and Claude 4.5 Haiku are bringing up the bottom half of our rankings. So what we're going to do is we'll go back here. Let's start with our first question. So if I go to our tests, all right, 1 point, can the AI generate the right code to how many companies are in each industry? So we're going to go here. We're going to start with Claude 4.5 Haiku because that's the one that we always start with. Let's hit go. Let's start with this. Oh, actually, wait, I have to give it an ID too. All right, so I've given it ID easy, question how many companies are in each industry, and it should try to find out. All right, so I'll help you find how many companies are in each industry. I can see the companies table as an industry column. Now I'll create a SQL query. And what it did was it was successfully validated with a score of 25 out of 25. Groups all companies by their industry, counts how many are in each industry, and orders their results by company count in descending order. So I was able to get all of it in one go. Let's go for option number 2, which is the medium query. So it's going to be a little bit harder. Let's see if it can actually do that one. Okay, so 1 point, can the AI successfully generate the right code to which companies have overdue invoices totaling more than $1,000? So we're going to go back here. We're going to go ID medium question. And so let's see if it can generate it for this. All right, I'll help you find companies with overdue invoices. Let me first explore the relevant tables to understand their structure. The Claude models are really, really good at coding. Like I actually have pretty high hopes for this. If it can do all of them, it'll be able to do it. So I need to use the full data set names. It tried, it wasn't able to do that. So it's filling in the right data set names, which is totally fine. Okay, so it's generated a query here with some counts and some sums, and it's doing some joining. We're gonna accept, and let's see if it's actually able to pass. All right, we got 100%. So that's 2 points for our good friend Claude Haiku. And then last but not least, let's do the hard one. So find companies that had 2+ consecutive months of declining usage, show me the company name and the total percentage decline. So we're gonna do this one. We're gonna hit go. Oh, actually, wait, I need to figure something out. ID, hard. question. Okay, so it's looking at the right tables. If it can do this one, I'd be really, really impressed because this is like a very, very, very low on the totem pole model. It's the cheapest one that Claude offers. We know that Claude models are generally pretty good at coding. At Care, we use Claude Code for a lot of different things. But I would be pretty surprised if it was actually able to do this one. It shows that it's quite good at understanding data and actually being able to write SQL code. Okay, so it did it. It got it pretty close, but it got the calculation wrong. And so unfortunately, it failed on number 3. So it's not actually going to, it got 2 out of the 3, which is really, really good for Claude Haiku. This one's really, really hard. It has aggregation, it has window functions, it has joins, it has everything. So this one's pretty difficult. We're actually gonna stop this here and we're gonna see if it can actually generate the chart for number 1. Okay, it did it. It got the companies by industry, total number of companies in each one. It generated a really, really nice chart. It gave me, technology as the top industry and 50 total companies. That's pretty dang good. So Haiku, pretty good job. Like for all the ones it tried to do, it got them on the first try, which was great. It got the easy one and the medium one. So that's pretty good. 4 out of 5 for Claude Haiku. I'm fairly impressed here. Okay, so Claude Haiku did a fairly good job, but now we want to see if we can actually get that third one, right? We want to get that third one using Claude 3.5 Sonnet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to assume that it can do the first 2, the easy and the medium. And so I'm just going to make sure, and if it can't, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'm going to go straight to the hard one, all right? Okay, so it passed medium and easy, and it generated the chart here too. So what we can do is we can keep going. All right, so we're giving it the hard question now. So let's see if it can do it right. Okay, so it's pulling all the relevant information, reading all of the different tables, which is a good sign. It's doing a lot more work than the other one did. Okay, so it didn't do it right the first time, but let's see if we can do it right the second time. Okay, so it actually did eventually write the right one. It got all 3 of them, but it didn't actually get the last one until it took it like 5 tries. So that one got a 4 out of 5. I actually realized I gave Haiku too high of points. It was supposed to get a 3 out of 5 because even though it got all of them right on the first try, it didn't get the third one. So that's going to be the 3 out of 5. It only gets that bonus point in case it got all of them, and it got all of them on the right try. So I was able to get 4 out of 5. Great works on it. Let's see if Opus can do any better. We're just going to skip right toward the end unless Opus can't do the first 2. All right, Opus has so far been able to do the easy, the chart generation, and the medium. So let's see what it can do if it's for the hard one. Okay, so it's grabbing all these guys. All right. Oh, I forgot to give it the ID, so I need to give it the actual one. Okay, so far it's gotten it wrong a few times. It got it right on like the 3rd try, basically. It just needed it to be, the sum of month-over-month percentage declines, not all of these. That's fine. Okay. I got a random error here because I think I ran too many different things. You can ignore that. Okay, sweet. So Opus also got 4 out of 5, probably spent quite a lot more money. So let's actually go on to our good friends, Gemini 3 Flash and Gemini 3 Pro. So we're going to start with Gemini 3 Flash. We're going to say the same things, go from there. Okay, so we're asking Gemini 3 Flash. Basically, Gemini doesn't even like talk to us. It literally just runs queries and executes them. Okay, so it's running the query. It wanted to submit it to modal. Let's see if it does it correctly. Yep, and it passed. No, it didn't. It didn't pass it. It wasn't able to do it the right way. Ooh, that's really surprising actually. Okay, so it messed up the first time. It messed up the second. It did not mess up the second time. So it's actually, it's already lost 1 point because of that. So what we want to do now is we want to give it the medium one. Okay, which companies have overdue invoices totaling more than 1,000? It's getting right to it. It's basically just like pulling a bunch of the data in. Let's see if it'll be able to do that. Okay, so I got the second one right on time. So that's pretty, in the first try. So that's pretty good. All right, we're going to have it generate a chart, see if it can do that. All right, it's able to generate the chart properly. So that's good. And let's try the crazy one, the hard question. Okay, so it doesn't seem to like get the right query. Like the query is like a lot longer than this. I don't really understand why it's doing all of this stuff. It's pretty interesting actually. I don't know if it's going to be able to get this. Like I think this might be the downfall of our good friend Gemini 3 Flash, to be honest. Claude might be, I don't know if GPT is going to be able to do it, but Claude might be the best at this sort of thing. Okay, it's doing some weird stuff. It's like submitted them again. It did not pass the hard one. Okay, unfortunately, I've given it a ton of tries. I wasn't able to get the third one. It keeps trying, but that's okay. We're going to give it a 3 out of 5 for not getting it right on the first try. With the first one, even though it got all the other things. It got the first one eventually, it got the second, it got the medium, and it was able to generate the chart. All right, not bad from Gemini 3 Flash, but this is definitely the lowest I think it's scored in a while. Okay, now we need to do Gemini 3 Pro. So let's see how that goes. All right, so we're running Gemini 3 Pro. Pretty interesting because, how many companies are in each industry? This is the easy one. And it actually got it wrong, just like Gemini 3 Flash did. So if I run the new one, it would probably do it. All right, let's run it for the other guys to see. Did it pass this time? Okay, yeah, so it passed the second time. Let's try it. Let's try it for the other ones. Okay, so it worked at generating a chart too. So let's try it for the medium stuff. The thing that's interesting here though, is that it failed at generating the charts like 8 different times before I was able to generate them. Like it's fine either way, because it was like a system error, but it generated 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it was on the 5th try that I got it right. So that's less than good. Okay, one thing that I've noticed about 3 Pro is that it's really slow. Like it's like this is like a ton of time has passed and it hasn't been able to, it's like still like running its queries and thinking and doing all that stuff, which kind of sucks. Okay, so even on the medium one, it didn't get it right the first time, which kind of bad. Let's see if it does it right the second time. Okay, so it does do it right the third time, or the second time for both of them. But that's like Gemini 3 Pro is currently doing worse than Gemini 3 Flash. So that's sucky. Okay, so now for the big one, the hard one that none of them have been able to get on the first try yet. Let's see if Gemini 3 Pro can do it. All right, we're going to copy this one. Okay, so I've actually kicked it off and quit it twice. I think that Gemini 3 Pro is just failing. I don't think it can do it. I think it's just like kind of spinning forever. I've tried a few times. It won't even attempt it. So it gets a 0 on that one. So it's actually gotten 2 out of 5 because it wasn't able to actually it wasn't able to get either of the first ones on the first try. And I wasn't able to even attempt the third one, so it didn't get it at all. Yeah, it generated the chart though. So that's 3. Okay, so I got 3 out of 5. So the same as Gemini 3 Flash. Okay, so we're now doing GPT-5 Nano, right down here, GPT-5 Nano. We're gonna start with the easy one. Let's see if it's able to do it. So now we finished the Gemini series. They actually haven't done that well. I think this is gonna bring the Gemini models down from their throne. What we've done is we're asking how many companies are in each industry, and crazy, but GPT-5 Nano is able to do it on the first try. So that's awesome. Let's see if it can do the medium one. Okay, before we do that, it actually did generate a bar chart. Unfortunately, it was not the correct bar chart, so it's not going to be able to get a point for it, but we're able to get a bar chart as well. So it was able to actually do that. I just wasn't able to get the counts correct. So that's a mark against it, but honestly, kind of want to give it points for trying, but I can't. All right, now on to the medium question. Okay, so it messed up the first time, but that's fine. It didn't get on the first try, so it loses those marks. It messed up the second time. It goes back and it does its own thing. And then it went and failed again. So this is its 4th try. And then it passed. It passed on its fourth try. I can't give it points for trying once. And then let's see if it can do the hard one. Okay, so it's definitely starting to hallucinate. It basically submitted all the requests for the medium ones again. And then I gave it the hard one. And then it basically just it tried it a few times. It completely boffs it. And then it just gave up. So just like Gemini 3 Pro, it completely gave up. But honestly, I'm pretty impressed. It got 3 because it got the medium one. It didn't get the points for doing it on the first try, and it didn't get the points for doing the hard one, but it did get the medium one eventually, and it did get the other one. So honestly, GPT-5 Nano did about as good of a job as Gemini 3 Pro. GPT-5 Nano did about the same. It got the same score as Gemini 3 Flash and GPT-5 Nano. I wouldn't trust it for this kind of thing because it just went into a hallucination loop, which is kind of crazy. All right, now on to GPT-5 Mini. All right, it should be able to do the easy one. It was able to do that. And then I had to generate a chart, and it generated a chart. Let's see. Yep, and it got the right amount, so that's good. All right, let's see if it can do the medium one. All right, so I got the medium one on the first try. So that's pretty dang good. That's pretty dang good. Great work. Great work, GPT-5 Mini. Let's see if we can do the hard one. Okay, unfortunately, it gave me the prompt and it just totally kind of boffed it. It tried a bunch of times. It was never able to get it. So GPT-5 Mini did a really, really good job, but it was never able to get the hard one. And so it gets a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. All right, so GPT 5.2, we've started that one. It was able to get the easy one. It got the chart. Let's see if we can get the medium one. Yep, it one-shotted the medium question, so that's pretty great. Let's see if we can get the hard one. Okay, so it's running all the requests. All right, so this is its 4th try. It didn't get it on its 4th try. Let's see if it gets it on its 5th try. Okay, let's see, what error is it getting? Okay, so keeps messing up. Okay, it's trying 10 times. It's going back to figure out what's... All right, I don't think GPT 5.2 got it either, so we've got 3 out of 5 for that guy. Oh, it's kind of interesting that Mini, Nano, and GPT 5.2 all got kind of the same thing. I guess what I should do is I should give Mini and regular... No, they all got the easy and medium ones on the first... Oh, no, Mini did not get... Nano didn't get the second one on the first try. So all of the ones it was able to get, it got on the first try. So what we can do is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think they're all going to get 3 out of 5s because Sonnet was able to actually get all of them, and we can't give... Sonnet got all 3. It just didn't get everything on the first try, so we can't give it access to that one. We can't give it we can't give it a 4 out of 5. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's figure out how much they cost and go from there. Okay. So now we're back. Easy question, medium question, hard question, chart generation, getting right on the first try. Each is 1 point. The Claude models definitely did the best here, right? So they definitely cost the most. We were able to get easy, medium, and the chart generated using Claude 4.5 Haiku, which cost about 4 cents. Claude 4.5 Sonnet, these were the only 2 that were able to get it. The thing that's interesting here is if you look at the input and output token. So Claude Sonnet was able to get the same answer as Opus, but it took a lot more context. It had to make a lot more queries. It basically had to do everything. It had to basically take more data into memory to be able to do its job. The Gemini flashes, solid showing. They weren't able to get the hard ones, but they were able to get the chart generation. None of the models got it right the first time, which isn't great. They used more tokens, but because it's cheaper, it costs less. Gemini 3 Pro used less tokens, still got the same sort of, but costs more, obviously. Got the same result. And then Nano, honestly, pretty stellar showing from Nano. It's not the best model. It's crazy to see just like how many input and output tokens it uses, basically because of how it's set up with reasoning tokens, but it doesn't cost that much. It was about a fraction of a cent to get those 2. And then Mini and 5.2 did the same at about 2 cents and 11 cents. Now, it's good. It's useful to notice that Mini does have access to reasoning tokens, which is why the output tokens are higher. 5.2 does not. We try to keep it in line with some of the other models. And so, yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Let me know what you want me to test next. We've got 1 more benchmark left, and I'm excited to see what you guys say in the comments.